Crunch time, coming up big when it counts.
What's going on, ladies and gents? Welcome to Crunch Time, where we come up big when it counts. I'm Dom with Sauce, Lukey, and Anth. What's going on, lads?
How we doing?
What's happening?
What's happening?
Not
Good,
much.
doing
Not
well.
much. I think we got recording, let's be honest, because we always talk pre-pod. And Anth was like, this content is too fucking good to not be on the podcast. What are we doing here? So we're going to just get straight into it. We're talking basketball because the season's like 3 weeks away. So Lukey was saying that he's seen, obviously, KPJ stuff go up. And what have you bought recently as well, Lukey? And then we'll
so what I was saying is we're like from what I've seen and what I observe mainly in the PSA 9 market, stuff is starting to move. So like and then going on to what I bought recently, I bought a Ja Morant Blue Velocity Optic PSA 9 for $85 US. So I was pretty happy with that, and I feel like it's something that I could move pretty quickly going into the season and for a fair percentage on that. In terms of other stuff I've seen going up, so it was KPJ Silver Prism PSA 9s. Who else? Garlands have gone up as well. Same grade, same card. Even Ruiz, before he announced that he was on personal leave or something like that, he's going to be out for personal reasons. Even his stuff had doubled. Not by much. Like it was like 25, 30 US to 50, 60 US, but still it's a double. They were the three off the top of my head I can think of. Anyone else got anything?
Yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah,
go.
Yeah, no, you go.
No,
I was going to say, like, I'm looking at when you go on 130 one thing that I always pay attention to is when I look up comps, and I was just looking for just straight up LaMelo Ball Silver Prism because I sold one when Prism Fat Packs came out. I pulled one, sold it straight away. Actually, that you boys know it, but I don't know if everyone listening knows it. That was the person that had zero feedback on eBay. And I sent them that big message saying, you can't return it, everything like that. That went through. They paid 500 USD.
Jesus.
All good. They got it. Now they're about 200, 300, depending on the condition. But I was going to say, one thing I pay attention to on 130, the volume of cards, because you can search by, obviously organize it by date, but you can see how many were sold on a particular date. We've got 6 today, about a page and a half yesterday.
Of just
another
LaMelo
page
Ball.
and a half just LaMelo Ball Silver Prism, and obviously Concourse, Select Silver,
Select Silver,
stuff like that.
That's heaps.
But that's a lot. Like the volume is still there. NBA still has that volume. If you search up any promising soccer player, it's 1-2 cards a week.
Yeah.
In terms of like their sales.
And just speaking of LaMelo Ball, this is completely off topic, but I reckon his optic, like out of all the silver, we'll call them like silvers, whatever. So you'd say Select, Prism, and Optic. I reckon his Optic Holo looks the best. I reckon that's his best card, to be honest. His Optic Holo.
Let me bring this up.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I reckon it's his best
card.
Not
bad.
It looks better than the Prism, personally.
It's that thing that we've always said. It's just that Prism in the hobby.
Yeah, but it is. It is. And that's the thing. You can't fight that. Like that's always going to be. There's never going to be a scenario where Optic outsells Prism.
Correct.
At least not.
It just close last year though, wasn't it?
It's the same with with Luka as well. I actually don't mind his rated rookie, his Donruss Optic, that rated rookie image where he's dribbling the basketball.
Yeah.
I don't mind it. Like I prefer it probably more over the shooting one. I don't know.
I'd say Optic over Prism any day. That's just me, my opinion.
Well, actually, I take that back. The Holo Silver.
You're surprised there, Sauce.
Donruss sells for
not at all, mate. Not at all.
Last comp was $611 USD for a raw rated rookie silver, compared to a silver Prism, which is.
I thought you meant $6.11 for it. I was going to say, what the fuck?
Nah,
is this for LaMelo? Is this for LaMelo?
Yeah, this is LaMelo.
That's a brand new product too, though.
That's what I was going
You
to
gotta
say. Optic
factor
is
that in.
brand new, and people selling it at
brand new.
tires. Like it's like 2 weeks
That's
old or a
still
week and a half old.
Yeah.
2 weeks.
that's a
It'll be
pretty
2
good
weeks.
price for it.
Yeah.
Even Optic as a product, like on card autos as well. I reckon Optic's underrated. I love it.
Fair.
I love Optic.
It's
But
like
I think NBA is going to be very interesting leading up to the season.
we were talking
Yeah.
I think,
also like with like grading wise and stuff, and I was saying a few of the cards that like my sister pulled, like the rookie specials. There's like only 2 in this checklist, and it's Zion and Jar. She pulled these out. She opened like I think it was. Well, I opened them for her, but there was how many Source? I reckon it was like 18 sellers. And out of that, she
Something
pulled
along
the 2
those.
rookie specials. And then I haven't got it with me because I've put in a grade pile with Saucy to grade when we send the sub off. But she pulled a blue laser prism Ja Morant rookie out of that. And Sauce and I like reacted the way we reacted. But I was saying when we went to go put it in like the submission sheet, we had to look up what the name was. And there's 2 different variants. And the most recent sold in a 9.5. It's like 2,000 USD, and Sauce and I were completely shocked. I'm like, what the hell? We've literally pulled one of the biggest cards, and like you don't realize it. But Ja Morant's one of those guys. Like the card looks sick. If I can find it, I'll bring it up. It's just like he's going up for that big. It's the image is him going up for that big dunk, the one that he blew. He didn't actually make it, but it's
Yeah.
that big dunk, and it's got the blue borders. It looks epic, man. It looks so good. But I don't know. It's definitely a play. A lot of people are not high on Ja Morant either. Going into this season, they reckon he's just going to plateau and he's not going to be much.
But that
I know
usually
we saw-
happens with
I know
with
we-
a second. There's always the hype for the
Super
next year compared to like
Yeah, he
once you hit
struggled a bit
third
last
year.
year. He struggled a bit last year,
Was
but
injured.
he
And
came
He
out
was
in
injured. He was
the
injured for a fair bit.
yeah. He did come out towards the end of the season and put some good stretches of games together. And then in the playoffs, he played very well.
Yeah.
So look, it's an interesting one, but yeah, it's something that you note, Lukey. About looking at guys now, and maybe that's I said this on our podcast during the week on Wednesday. Now would be a time to get your stuff listed on eBay. Get it out there, get your eBay store sorted. Start listing it up, and maybe just list it up. Do the old list it above comps and allow offers. And people are the attention's gonna start moving towards basketball. So now's a good time to move some of your basketball stuff. There's a stack of cards here behind me, which I've all slabs and all mainly basketball. Probably about 90% of it's basketball. There's a few baseball in there and a few NFL cards, but majority of it is basketball, and I'm just listing all that on eBay. So I'm doing it this coming week, listing it a bit higher, and just fielding offers, because I feel like the attention will come and people will start looking for basketball cards again, and you can move some of the stuff that maybe you've had to sit on and sit on your hands a little bit. As the market's been, very soft on basketball cards. It's been super good time to buy. I was so close to pulling the trigger on a Kobe rookie card just yesterday and today off someone on eBay. I spoke about a while back, me selling a Topps BGS 8.5. I bought one for about 260, sold it when the market peaked at about 800. They're back now down to 225. And I'm like, oh man, that just looks like such a good buy at the moment. Especially if that market goes back up again, would, sell that in a heartbeat and just move in and out of those Kobe Topps cards, because there's a lot of them out there. It's not really a rare card, but they make a good time. It's a good time to be able to pick up some of that stuff, especially, I picked up some good stuff for my PC cheaper over the last, month or two, because there's been not much attention on basketball. So, but the attention should be coming back, I feel.
I got a few.
Definitely.
All right, I'll put a question to you boys. If you have the option of going leading into basketball, do you focus straight on rookies, or do you go, like, if you had to pick 1 or 2 cards to invest in, would you go the rookie route, or would you go the veteran, like you said, the Kobe, or the whether you're picking up Kobe's or
Are you talking retired or still
here we go.
playing?
I'm buying more of these, mate.
Anyone?
Are you talking like
Is that the Shaq rookie?
like
Yeah,
legends active or legends non-active?
Like
So KD, Curry,
legends.
those guys, or
We'll split it into three. We'll split it into three.
Okay, yeah, that's easier.
Rookies, 1 to first, second, or third year, maybe even up to Luka year. What's that? 4th year now?
Yeah.
Damn, Luka's been in the league 4 years.
4 years.
Luka 4 years. That is crazy.
It is crazy.
Or would you go
We're aging, boys.
the mid
We're
option
aging.
2, the Durant, Curry, Harden, LeBron in that
Kyrie, AD.
that bracket?
Yeah.
Or would you go the retired Jordan, Kobe, Shaq, those boys? Where would you go? And give me some cards that come to mind.
I'd say the legends that are still active, especially with the
You're going like the blue chip, like the
the
big cards,
set of we'll say set of interest. If you have to pick one set, is that 2012 Prism set, being its 10-year anniversary, as Saucy pointed out a few weeks ago. It was a while ago now, actually. I remember you telling us that. But yeah, being the 10-year anniversary, I think that's going to be a lot of people are going to maybe look back to that 2012 set and pick up some stuff from there. And plus, those guys are still the superstars of the league. A lot of players that are in that set, it's the Kyrie rookie, Kawhi, AD, Dame. Jeez, I'm missing some here. They're the first four.
Dame's
Bill, I think Bill's in that
Yeah,
set
Bill
too.
as well. Yeah. Yeah, and especially Kyrie. That's if Kyrie, how many games he's going to play this season with what's going on with him at the moment. But with the Nets team, yeah, I feel like that category is probably the most where I'd look personally. But it also depends on your budget too. Like if your budget's a bit lower, then you'd probably go in for those like the newer rookies. Like that Ja Morant for 85 US for a PSA 9 of a Blue Velocity. Which is, I guess, a color match, and the pop, I believe it was 500 or so last time I checked, for the PSA 9. Like that, I feel like that's a good place to look if maybe you're on a bit more of a budget, because that 2012 Prism stuff.
That 2012 Prism stuff could be a really good play. Like even Lillard, I think Lillard is one of those players where he gets hot for a period in the season. If you just time the market right, you can get you can almost double your money. And he's down.
Make a huge
they're all down right
play,
now.
Saucy?
Yeah, Matt, that was a while ago, man. That was leading into the bubble. He went off for like back-to-back 50-point games, and I sold my BGS 9.5 Prism, I think, for 1,300 at the time, and it hasn't even gotten close to getting back to that peak of that. So, I sold it right at the peak. I think now you can pick them up for around 600 or so. So they've never gotten back.
Last sold.
Yeah. What's that? BGS 9.5?
BGS 9.5.
So, I mean, I bought it originally for 300 or 250 or something like that. So, they're down quite a bit from where they were. But yeah, it's that 2012 set's definitely, it's got a lot of decent rookies in there. Obviously the first of Prism, and what a juggernaut Prism is. So yeah, it's not a bad shout. To answer your question, Anth, for me personally, what I've been doing is I've just been going after like autos of guys. I've got my one rookie that I'm sort of collecting, and I'm not sort of messing around. Like I'll pick up a couple of base cards and some variants here and there, but I'm sort of going straight after auto. So I've picked up like a non-numbered auto out of Court Kings. I think that's just a sticker of Patrick Williams. Then I've also picked up some numbered impeccable cards. So they're numbered rookie cards. Then I've also picked up a numbered impeccable auto. And then on the flip side of that, I'm trying not to go into too many rookies, because I probably did that in 2019 a bit, 2019-20, where I, had a whole bunch of rookies, and I mean, they just don't pan out. And unfortunately, you get stuck with holding all these cards that if you didn't sell them quick enough, they're sort of dead wood now. But I've started to buy, like, what else did I buy? I bought like a Paul Pierce auto, on-card auto, number to
Nice.
49 out of Impeccable. And, obviously Paul Pierce was inducted into the Hall of Fame. So, just looking at going to get guys in my collection that are legends. I mean, he's forever going to be a legend in Boston. Bought them their last championship, and who knows when their next one's coming. So yeah, I think there will always be a collectible market for a guy like Paul Pierce. And another guy that I'm looking at is Chris Bosch. So his autos are really cheap, and he's been inducted into the Hall of Fame. So I'm just going down the road of, like, I'd rather be buying these guys who, at the end of the day, like, they're legends.
Top
Sort of
100 players.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I mean, you hear Gary Vee talk about it all the time, and about
The big man.
these guys, and by the end of their career, what they're going to be. And I sort of found myself, speculating on too many guys. I'm already in on Jaren Jackson quite a bit, already in on SGA quite a bit. And then we can throw in KZ Okpala if you really want to, as much as I don't really see that as I've seen that as a bit more of a massive speculative play, but also to the point where I was like, I could get a shitload of his cards for dirt cheap. I think my whole collection on him is only about $300, and if he ends up getting any game time this season, I'll tell you what, it's going to be a mighty fine $300 spent. But yeah, look, I just found myself going too much into the younger guys, so I was like, nah, let's step it back. Obviously, I collect Kobe's and Shaq's, and Duncan's another guy that I've been looking at. There's some really good Duncan cards out there that are just dirt cheap. And yeah, just also buying more. I think I've added, since the NBA season ended, I've added another 2 Magic Johnson autos to my collection. So yeah, there's just some other guys that I've been going after, good players, not spuds, Hall of Famers, accomplished players, and just trying to stay away from too much of the noise of the youngsters. I mean, I haven't bought one LaMelo card, I haven't bought one Anthony Edwards card, and I don't intend to buy them at all. I mean, if you look at the prices of the stuff that Zion's going for now, and Ja Morant, and they were the bee's knees in 2019-20. Compared to Anthony Edwards and LaMelo. I mean, Anthony Edwards and LaMelo in 12 months' time, when everyone's chasing Cade Cunningham and Josh Giddey and who's it, Suggs, I mean, their cards are going to be Jalen Green. Their cards are going to be cheap. Yeah, their cards are going to be way cheaper than what they are now. So if you really do want to collect those guys, I mean, maybe you pick up 1 or 2 good cards now, but I'd be holding off. Yeah,
prices
it's crazy.
On Anthony Edwards, I was looking at him. One sold today, cracked ice out of 175. Out of a 175 prism, $4,500 USD.
Yeah, Source said it last week. His base auto sold for 1,000 raw, not numbered.
These are big numbers.
Stupid
and I don't
money.
know if he's worth that type of stuff.
No, I'll tell you what you'd be spending your money on. This is what you're spending your money on. I'm going to get a few cards up. I'm going like Source vintage route. If I had the bankroll, I'd be buying cards like this. Like, why wouldn't you be buying stuff like that? That's like 400 AUD. That's graded. I know it's a PSA 8, but don't worry about the grade, mate. Like, you're buying the card here. You're buying the card.
That's a very nice card.
You got
if you block off that topic, that's nice as well. Nah, the
Even
first one pops.
Yeah, I know. But what I'm saying is, like, that's a foil card as well. You got that. I'm buying Shaqs like that, electrified inserts, and me, I like Skybox. Yeah, Source and I'll speak for Source on this because Skybox is the product or the brand. We absolutely love them. They make some of the sickest inserts.
Can you go back to that first one?
Source's got
Metal Universe. I love
Source's got a bunch of these cards as well. So have you got this card?
It's one of my favorite sets. Yeah, I got that card. Yeah,
you got that card. Yeah, thought so. He's trying to collect the set for that. I think. What do you need? Kobe and Jordan.
I need Kobe, Jordan, Marcus Camby, and I think Anthony Hardaway.
Well, funny enough that you say Anthony Hardaway because he's also on my list. So, I like Penny Hardaway. I think a lot of people don't know he suffered a lot of injury as well in his career. He's a very good player, and he was actually the face of the sport when Michael Jordan retired. This guy absolutely dominated. People don't really know this about him, but he was a gun. And you can look at stuff like this, Soul of the Game insert, and he's got a few cards, even stuff like that, just to stand like a premium insert, something like that. If you really want to
My
grade
brother
it,
was
put in
telling
your
me
PC,
when my brother
even that.
collected cards, this was the guy. This
Yeah,
was
man, like he was unbelievable.
Penny Hardaway was the guy.
He was unbelievable.
So-
Like you got all that, and then of course at the end, like where did I don't know where my thing went. I did have a Kobe in here. I got rid of it. But even that, like an Atomic as well.
Yeah, it's
Pretty
nice.
sick card. That's 30 US. Not for anything.
Man,
and then this
the
is
Metal
back to,
Universe
back
Jordan.
to your,
That's nice, man. That meltdown.
yeah.
That's a sick card.
So not for
Metal
anything.
Universe Jordan sell for PSA 10, 6,000 USD.
Yeah.
God damn.
I've got another topic after this, by the way. I've got
But
another
do you know what
question
I'm
to
saying?
pose to everyone.
But you know what? Like 400 Australian for that, or do you want to go buy a Lamello Silver? Like it's not even a graded card, but it's a Lamello Silver. It doesn't look as good as that. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
And then we have to factor in everything else that goes with the players. LaMelo Ball is completely insignificant to the guy on that card right there.
Yeah.
Completely insignificant.
Here's my rundown. My rundown would be
So-
this. If I was to buy right now going into the season, I'm loading up on the rookies that could have a really good start, but I'm selling them before they even play their first game. I'm selling them opening night. Buying now, selling opening night, because that first weekend of hype when the NBA comes back is going to be crazy, and then moving all that profit into legendary cards.
Yeah.
Kobe's the guy. But for me, Kobe's the guy.
Kobe is the guy. Just expensive.
We saw that with the Cavs last season, where they had that great start. And Garland and Sexton stuff were sky high.
Flying.
So I managed to move all my Sexton stuff and like a big lot of Garland stuff that I bought a big lot of Garland last off season. I managed to get rid of most of the base from that, luckily. And this is a good segue in what I'm going to ask, actually. And I've kept just a lot of like a few of the variants and stuff like that from Optic and from Prism. I don't think I have any select. Yeah, so that leads me into my another question. What do we reckon happens with base cards this season? Do they go up? Do they go down? Do they stay stagnant?
No, I think there's no. You can't even grade them. Like it's over for base cards.
Yeah.
It's been over for base cards. It's a wrap. It's done.
Yeah, this is what you're going to be doing with them. I
think that the PSA closing did exactly what they wanted to the market. They stopped people from grading.
Here's a nice plug for
lower tier cards.
well.
And base cards are a lower tier card.
Here's a nice plug for him. But this is what you do with your base cards. Instead of wasting your time sending it to PSA, you put it in one of these bad boys, mate. That's what you do. If you want to really protect it, you put it in that bad boy. And you sell it in that if you really want
What is it, Doma?
It's a vanity slab. That's what you put it in. I'm being serious. You think I'm joking? Look, you're telling me if I could go list a Tops Now Cristiano Ronaldo, all right, raw, or I'll send it in this tier.
Yeah, you're not wrong. I would prefer have it in some form of protection.
What are you going to do?
Yeah.
What, you're going to buy the card for $90 for whatever it's worth, graded, or 150 or 200 USD, and then what, you're going to sell it for 210? You're going to make $10 on it. Like, base cards are nothing. And when everyone said, "Oh, you have to buy numbered early on, buy numbered," and everyone laughed at him and said, "Why buy numbered?" It's because they were
base.
yeah, but they were clouded with the fact that because base was so cheap to grade, and as Source always told the story with the cafeteria, like people got sucked in, and when they raised their prices PSA, and they were charging exorbitant amounts of money to grade a base card, people getting sucked in going, we'll set the new value depending on what it is. It doesn't work that way. PSA literally took your money and gave you back a card that was worth less than what it was based on the grading fee.
Yeah.
So you lost money. People were just losing money.
I was going to say this is probably not one of my best purchases. I remember I was buying JJJ when his base Prism was like 40, 50 US. And at that stage, like that was a steal to get it for 40, 50 US. This was when? Probably.
Do you want to buy mine for 40, 50 US?
Nah, I don't even want mine at 40, 50 US. Yeah, I thought, and back then that was a steal. Remember, I've pretty sure I spoke to you about it. So I'm like, oh, look at this JJJ 40 US base prism. And we're like, yeah, that's good. And then, yeah, like, look at it now. You can pick them up for $15 to $20 US. So I've lost half. But do you think, although if he has a good start to the season, I still think base cards are going to move a little bit? Or you think they
When
won't
I,
move?
when I say they're done, I mean like gone are the days of getting a base card, and you wouldn't send off base cards to get graded anymore.
No.
Like
they won't.
unless you're doing
Especially
it
not
for
the
like a
PSA.
PC, yeah, you're just not. Like we're seeing it even in like, I hate to bring it back to F1. I don't hate to do it, but don't
Good
want to
segue, actually.
focus. It
Well,
is a good
yeah.
segue, but we'll get back to it. F1, you're seeing it perfectly because the whole market is up. The entire market is up, except for base cards. Because base cards, everyone recognizes we get at least one. We either get a Lewis, Max, Russell, Lando, or a combination of all of them in one box. You're pretty much guaranteed one
Yeah.
in terms of a base. Why would I spend money on those cards when there's variations, there's numbered, there's parallels? Like, what are we doing?
Is it
So-
because it's such a big checklist? Would be.
Maybe, but even still, like, why? People realize that those base cards, they don't even have the same appeal as a refractor, as a
Yeah,
numbered
you're right.
card, as an auto.
That's what
Like,
that's what it's become now.
And I
So it's
reckon
become-
I'll be interested to see what a Luca does, because Luca right
So
now,
we looked that up. This is where I reckon in soccer and F1, where there's sapphire and chrome, I reckon refractors, just your silver refractors, I reckon they're being underappreciated at the moment for how good they look.
100%,
You can get them in retail, like blasters and stuff like that for soccer,
doesn't
but
matter.
yeah, even for F1, like you compare the Lewis sapphire to Lewis chrome
Refractor.
refractors, it's a massive,
Well,
massive.
speaking of the one thing about F1, Lewis has that variation,
Yeah,
and that variation, Stephen told me today, and Stephen has one that sold for 5,000 USD.
what?
Raw.
That's
Oh,
crazy.
maybe it's AUD. I think it's 5,000 AUD raw.
Jesus.
That card was 1,800 less than a month ago. It's
Well, what do
nuts
you do
because
then?
of that
Do you
card.
sell
But
it?
that
Do you just
card
sell
looks
it?
beautiful. Now, Stephen's sicko, and he wants to keep it and make the whole set.
Oh my god.
Yeah, he's sick.
He's at the, in terms of like F1 collectors, he's right there. And speaking
What
of
card
F1
is it? What number is it?
That's just segue.
Stephen, you need to come into
very-
hobby therapy here on Crunch Time, and we need to give you.
That is the variation of
God. He's a brave
Lewis
boy, I tell you what,
Hamilton.
because I'd be taking that 5K US and I'd be running. Because I feel
Is
like
it
I
the
can buy
sapphire?
back up. I feel like I can buy back
No,
up
just
later.
just the actually, you know what? The best way to bring it up is on tsa.aus on Instagram.
Give him a plug.
That's the guy right there. Where is he?
It's just insane. Honestly, it's just crazy. It's
That's
crazy.
wild.
And
Like,
it's
F1's
one of the
getting
nicest
out of
cards
control,
I've seen.
man.
Especially after the break too, because that was something we talked about. We're like, what happens during the break, and everything sort of maybe gradually went up, and then as we've come out of the break, like everything's
There's literally
jumped
only
so
two
much.
things that happen during the break, and not for anything. Those two things that happen during the break. One of them, yeah, I can understand, but the other, and I was thinking to myself, those two things should not surely they can't be the things that are dictating the product. And one of them was obviously Valtteri Bottas going to Alfa Romeo. And I'm like, no chance. But then the other one was George Russell going to Mercedes. And I'm like, George Russell going to Mercedes can't move the boxes
Nah,
like
but
$1,000.
That's it.
Like,
think about
maybe
like
it
this.
can. Maybe it can. I don't know.
We know this.
I know
this
we know
box,
this.
This box right here, I truly think is the 2012 Prism. It's the it's the one.
Fair statement, bro.
You know.
Yeah.
And right now we're seeing it getting. Right now, I think it's fair value. Before it was underpriced. Right now, the 1,500 USD That's fair value, I think. Whether it goes up from here, different story. But we'll see. I sent it in the chat if you want to bring that.
Is that
if you want to bring that
sapphire?
up. Nah, make it big so I can. It's variation, so it's included in
but
Topps
in
Chrome.
sapphire or chrome? Because I've seen the.
Chrome.
Have you seen? Well, I watched Little P pull the sapphire variation of that card.
Yeah,
it looks off its
Yes.
head in the blue.
Yeah,
He pulled
both
it
of them look
yesterday.
great.
I'm a sicko for watching him break, man. I'm fuck.
This card right here is so in person. It is so gorgeous.
Yeah.
It's one of the nicest cards I've seen. He did a pretty average job on the editing there, I must say. But
Absolutely smoked him.
I'm telling you, in person, it's the nicest card.
He's got to get one of these going. He's got to get He's got to get one of these mats, from like this guy, and he's got to put it on.
You know what? He's got the mat
put it
as well.
Like that. I reckon
he's got one of my mats.
You've got the sapphire there. You've got the sapphire there. Not bad.
He's not going to put it on your mat. What are you talking about? You're a nutter.
Come on.
Come
on, just put it on the mat. Come on.
Put on my mat. Give me some free promo.
Here it is. Speaking about the LaMelo, there it is.
I think I got to start posting some more content. But as my ship my cards rolls in, rolls in, I think we're gonna have some good stuff.
That's for me to give you some flaming off the camera. Just kidding.
Let's roll into. Look at this word. Look at the wording on that. Let's roll into like the F1 car.
Yeah, and not for anything. It went fucking, pardon the pun, but it went off the grid completely on yesterday, 2 days ago. So Jay Lee had a live with one of the people in the hobby, Stephen, who's a big F1 collector, had Helga and Michael.
Helga's from Australia.
Germany. Michael was from Western Australia, and then obviously Carvin was on there. And I'll tell you the most messed up thing. So he opened up 50 Topps Dynasty sealed boxes. And the funny thing is, the day before he opened up another 55 Topps Dynasty sealed boxes. So 105 sealed boxes. They average around 4,000 USD. I think at the moment.
Are they 4,000 USD now?
That's what Jay Lee said. He checked it up.
Yeah.
So it works out to be works out to be $400,000 rip over 2 days, and that's in USD. So it's almost about 600,000 Australian or 550. So 4 boxes in, he pulled a number to 4 Lewis Hamilton flag. So the patch. Auto.
So
it was massive. Like, he jumped out of his seat, and it was funny. No one's reaction was like, "This is crazy, man." I'm watching on the other side. I'm like, "Get me in the stream." I'm like, "Bang!" I'm like, "Holy moly!" Literally, the card easily. People are like, "Oh, that's worth 50K." I'm thinking to myself, have you looked at Topps Chrome? Lewis Hamilton Topps Chrome was selling for freaking 60K. His auto. I'm like, shut the hell up. That card's worth 150 plus raw minimum. Number to 4 auto.
I'm watching that reaction right now.
It's got the England patch. How sick is the card, bro? The United Kingdom flag in the patch. And
it's technically numbered 44.
44 out of 4. Yeah.
Oh shit. Put that one in eBay.
The card's huge. If that I would express that to PSA. I genuinely would. You might as well. He's not going to sell it. He's a massive collector, and he wouldn't sell that card based on how he was talking about it.
So whose boxes were they?
Stevens.
So they must have these split across their accounts, no?
No,
like
they were all
each of them own.
No, they were
and
all
he
Stevens.
sent them out.
They're all Stevens.
Wow.
He had 105 boxes. So he sourced this over time. He's good friends with Carvin. So obviously, as we know, Carvin's involved with GTS distribution. So he sourced them over time, all right? So Carvin told the story. Carvin said he didn't just rock up and say, give me 105 boxes at 4,000 USD. So he obviously over time built it up.
So these are going to be,
he did a big rip. So you know what? It's a $400,000 rip now. But in terms of how much he's spent, he spent not. Let's be honest, probably 200,000 minimum, because the boxes were
these
$2,000.
boxes were
So
He's a
no, but
ballsy
these
guy.
boxes at one point were 500 AED.
yeah, correct.
Yeah.
When on the pre-order, they were so cheap.
So yeah, which makes me so sick.
Just imagine and they were all loose boxes. Yeah, none of them were bought in a case. So that's what he said. He goes, "These are all loose boxes I've accumulated. So not for anything. It's pretty good."
The one
It
card
is
per
good.
box put me off at the time, and it still puts me off now in terms of buying one for $4,000 and opening it, because it's very hit and miss.
Yeah, it's when you pull Gunter Steiner. You definitely
How many Latifis did he get? Jesus Christ!
Hey, what are you gonna get?
This guy's got the whole checklist of Latifi, and he's in his one break.
I'll tell you what, he pulled the Hamilton, and then he went on a nice run of 10 boxes straight where it was pure garbage.
Yeah. So did he get Verstappen as well?
No, he got Verstappen, he got a Lando Norris, nice Sebastian Vettel, which was funny. I'll give Azurdo a shout out. He was so upset about how they reacted when they pulled the
cool.
He goes, what kind of reaction is that for a legend of the sport? And I'm there pissing myself. So it was huge, man. It was actually huge.
Gassed with that. Yeah.
It's interesting.
Vettel, what a legend.
It is really, because they're obviously they're newer fans. Yeah, I don't even know. I feel like they are newer fans of F1.
Yeah, 100%.
And I kind of respect it almost. Like they had 50 boxes, which is a lot. And for one
Stephen told the story. He's been following it for a long time.
Yeah. Okay.
Which guy was Stephen? Was he the Australian boy?
No, the guy that opened them.
Oh, right. Okay.
So he's apparently been an avid collector of F1, and he's been into the sport for a long time. But it was Carver knows a lot about it because of distribution, but Jay Lee, who hosted the show, doesn't know a lot about it. He's, as Ant has mentioned in the past, and the same with you, Lukey, a lot of people jumped on by watching Drive to Survive. I think that's where everything stems from. Everyone stems from that. And a lot of people have put their favorites based on who's the villain and the hero from the documentary. I think, is that safe to say?
Yeah, I'd say so.
So, I don't know. Your thoughts on it?
I'm impressed that it's weird. He's clearly the person that's ripping the boxes, right? And I'm watching it now. Like a few of them have different boxes and stuff like that. If you're opening that many boxes, you have to be a fan of the sport. So that's why I'm like, somewhat. I'm like, okay, cool. It's not as if he bought them all at 250 and then someone's selling them at 4,000. That would hurt the market more than this did. This was like a pretty big stream. I'm looking at the comments. I don't know if you boys know Pieface. He was in there, bro. Pieface is a big FIFA streamer. Like, he's actually a big FIFA YouTuber as well. Big in soccer as well. Austin's in there from Soccer Breakers.
You know what the funny thing was about Pieface? Out of that, he actually was on stream at the time on Twitch, and he
was watching it,
and he streamed the stream on his stream.
That's good as.
Yeah, and he had like over 6K people watching it.
Wow.
He's a big Twitch streamer. He pulls a lot of. He's a big following. He's well respected. He's been in cards for a while as well. I remember when he jumped into Soccer Breakers FC streams, and he was just like in the mix type of thing. So the fact that you got all these people watching F1 is a good thing. And I'm what an hour, 2 hours in, someone's opening a Steven. He's opening a Chrome box as well. Like, did he end up? F1 is gone, man. It's out of here. It's so far gone. the popularity is at all-time high. Like I had my dad watching a race the other day. Like it's
going to get more
crazy.
popular. Just imagine,
Yeah.
I want to paint a picture for people that are going to listen to this, and feel free to share it with everyone because not for anything, these boys here have been onto it from the get-go. All right, I'll credit where credit's due. Like we've been talking about it for months, but let's put a hypothetical out there, and I want an answer based on this. Next year, the cars are meant to be competitive. What does that do if we have an ultra competitive season where there's up to potentially 4 or 5 people that can win the world championship?
It takes this to another level, which
if you got Russell
it takes
and
to another
Norris
level.
competing,
against Verstappen and
against Lewis
Hamilton.
trying to preserve his legendary status, that's wild. Ferrari maybe as a
Leclerc as well.
coming
Don't forget
through.
Leclerc.
Even
he's the dark horse, man. He's the one that I reckon he's the most talented, I reckon, out of all of them.
Yeah, I'd agree.
If the cars get more competitive,
he just needs the car.
The next season, and with what we have 2 American races, we have a race here. Like it encompasses the whole world. It is gonna get
that Miami race is gonna be crazy. That's gonna
be a lot of hype.
I want to go.
Oh, I want to go.
It's firming up to be a good contest though, between Verstappen and Hamilton, which is what we need. Obviously, after Hamilton taking the piss previous seasons, but yeah, interesting. Look, side note, look, good on the bloke for ripping 100 boxes of Dynasty. I just had the thought, like, is it good for the hobby for one bloke to be ripping 100 boxes? I mean, I don't really know whether it is or it isn't. I'm just happy that they got opened. And I don't know what he's going to do with the cards. It was a pretty epic rip. One suggestion that I would make to the stream would be to there's an option where you can actually do this, and you can put one screen big on there like this, and you can actually swap it over and put the other guys on the side. Right. So it would have been an idea to put the guy who was opening the cards, which is the main attraction, as the big one. But just that's my only criticism. Other than that, I enjoyed watching it and tuning in and seeing some fire pulled. So yeah, look, I don't really know, and I posed that question to you guys whether it is or it is good or it's bad. I don't really know, but I'm just happy to see him open, man.
What's the difference, though, Source? Yeah, what's the difference? Like, he's a collector, and he loves the sport, and he's bought 105 boxes. What's the difference between that and a breaker buying 105 boxes, and one of his usuals goes and buys 35 of the boxes of like Topps Chrome Sapphire and rips that?
No, I like this.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I prefer the collector. He has the 105 boxes.
He's got a 1-of-1 super refractor metal order.
Did he?
Yeah, no.
I didn't see up to the Topps Chrome.
He's just showing a bit of his collection.
That's huge.
Dude, the guy, like, credit where credit's due. When the link first got posted in that Facebook group, I straight away said to and I think Saucy wrote in the chat, or Doma wrote in the chat, like, what do you think of this? Is 50 boxes being opened by one person. I thought it was someone jumping on the bandwagon, and they're just like trying to profit off F1 type of thing, and maybe there was a breaker or something. I initially thought it might have been a box break, like people bought in, but the fact they're just ripping it for pure entertainment. I mean, what's the difference between that and Steven and me ripping 10 boxes of Chrome? Like, it is what it is. Like, you just love the sport, you love the cards.
It's good that they have people
I think it's pretty good.
It's the education around it too, which I didn't mind. Yeah. Like, that's the good thing. And not for anything, I actually preferred the fact that, like, Jay Lee didn't know as much about F1 as the other guys. I really
he was asking questions as well.
Yeah, from what I exactly. That's why I like it, because his questions are like, not for anything, let's be honest, 70% of the F1 market. Those are the questions they want answered. Oh, is this guy a good driver? Is this guy good? Is like, what's this guy's potential? Blah, 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 Like, what's this card numbered out of? Like, it gives them an understanding of the product. and not just the product, but the drivers that they can then transition into Chrome and then Sapphire. So,
Yeah.
I don't know.
And next season too.
And next season, correct. All right, boys. Very good. Fire or flame. Let's go. We're at 45 minutes in. So
I don't know why I don't come with these pre-prepared anymore.
I've got fire. Yeah.
Right there.
That's a
See
terrible
those two
jersey,
jerseys?
man. Nah,
See
they're
those
both
two
crap.
jerseys right there?
Stop.
What'd you say off air, Doma?
I didn't say anything.
What'd you say off air about
I
that?
didn't
That
say
Salah
anything, bro. I
jersey?
said they're both trash.
Look,
Stop
that team right there, that Liverpool team. I don't want to be too.
Stop
Last
it,
year, I got caught in
Bro.
a bit of a,
You
bit
drew
of a
to
pickle where
Brentford
I said
3-3. Stop it, bro.
I always said things too early. Look, Brentford's gonna send you boys for like 4 goals when you visit them.
Yeah, but you don't need to tell me that. You don't need to bag me. But I already know this stuff. Like you're just preaching to the rest of the United fans that have no idea. Literally no idea.
I have a feeling Liverpool are going to contend for the Prem
100%.
this year.
100%.
I think we are. I'm not going to say it.
Oh, here we go. Say it. Just say it.
I think it's coming home. I think it's.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Just stop.
I think.
Bro.
Touch wood, no injuries. I think this is the season. Let's look back at this.
Yeah, 100%.
Bold
And
prediction.
You can tease me when it does happen.
But if I were you boys, I'd be buying up some Salah color blasts, some Van Dyke kabooms. That's who you want. Because as Doma said, that's the best player in the Prem. That's what he said off air. That's what he's been saying.
No, that I can admit to. Yeah, 100% he is. I didn't say
that's my
anything else
five.
off air. Here he is, mate, right there. He's the best player in the Prem.
Nice card.
Okay. That's it. Who else has got one?
yeah, I'm getting mine up. Yeah, you go, Sauce, for the minute.
Me, I've got absolutely zilch, mate. I've got absolutely zilch. I've used all my fire for the show, mate. I've used all my fire for the show.
I'm going to
shit.
before Lukey goes. So Saucy got obviously our ship my cards back, and I gave this as a play on here as a fire. So I thought, the here I can actually show the cards. So Saucy, if you want to make it bigger, I don't know how to freaking do this shit here.
He's all over it, mate.
Those are those Unleashed baseball cards.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Tatis. There's Cody Bellinger in the pink. And then the rest of them are all numbered. So I went and got a Bryce Harper. He's a Jet. That's number to $3.99 or $9.99. And then I'm a Yankees fan, so had to get the Judge to $2.49 in the blue. And then I got Babe Ruth. So in person, they're nice.
Beautiful.
I just wanted to show it because I given that as a play before on here.
Now, Doma,
I know where you're going with this, Sauce. I'm not calling out anyone, and I'm just going to put it right here. All right.
Yeah, but you're familiar with those cards. We did see across the socials somewhere.
This was pulled.
Someone pulling
Aaron
one
Judge,
of those.
All right. The Aaron Judge was pulled in this. All right.
The 1-on-1.
It wasn't 1-on-1.
Right.
It's just
just a regular.
Just a regular like this. Yeah. All right.
Just a base one.
I think that's the hyper. That one.
Yeah.
It's not $1,000 card. All right. I'm just putting it out there. Someone said it was $1,000. I'm not saying who it was. I'm just saying. All right. If you listen to this, that's fine. I'm not calling out.
They put it on their socials.
It's not $1,000 card because if that's $1,000 card, then I'm retiring tomorrow because this is out of $249. So if the unnumbered one's $1,000, this is worth. I could put a price. This is $50,000.
So what is this? Is this account known for inflating prices?
No. I think it was just
a misinformed judgment on their behalf. And look,
okay,
it's just
maybe they meant it looks like it was worth $1,000, which is a fair argument to make.
No, they said, you pulled $1,000 card. You just pulled $1,000 card. So it's funny because Source sent it to me for the fact that I've bought, how many have I bought here? 7 or 6 of them.
I knew he had a shitload of them. I'm like, Dom, are these actually worth this much? Because you're sitting on a. My thing was like, well, if they're worth this much,
Mate,
Dom, mate, you're going on a nice holiday, man.
Yeah, I know, man. I'm sitting on Tatis and Babe Ruth and Aaron Judge as well.
That was my thought. It wasn't that. And look, I don't follow the
over.
prices, so I just sent it to Doma so he could. He knows the prices because he's been buying them. He's been following them, and he goes,
The
"Nah,
prices
mate,
have gone up a little bit.
they're not worth $1,000, mate. I'll tell you that.
I think I bought the Aaron Judge for 25, for 30 Australian shipped, numbered. So if I'm buying that for 30 Australian shipped, numbered, and it's the unnumbered is $1,000, then shit me dead. Like, fuck.
You're done.
Like, so
You're finished for the year.
We're all going to the Bahamas. We're doing the next time in the Bahamas, bro.
We're having a $50 break with Dynasty.
Yeah, legit. $50 Dynasty break.
Oh my god,
I love it.
That's the dream. I sent you mine, Doma, when you're ready.
Where are we?
It's in the chat.
Here we
It's
go.
a bit left field.
I know from the.
Ooh.
Oh, okay. I didn't expect that. I thought it was going to be something Osherman related.
Nah, no, sort of. It's on the right path.
team colors, so technically.
This here is the best match ball in any league in the world this year. It
Of
is the
all
Serie A
time.
match ball. It's the Serie A match ball for this season. These photos, to be honest, they don't look that great. Like they're nice, but they're not that good. If you see this ball on the pitch, it looks amazing. The Serie A is a league that we always talk about, especially Azura_cards. He says it's so underrated. Second best league in the world, he says, and you know what? Right now, I'd agree with him. I'd definitely agree with him. But yeah, the match ball it is quality this season, to say the least. So go check it out.
I like it. Something different.
Okay. Something different.
You got a flame then, Source. You haven't got a fire. Surely you want to flame someone.
I look. I didn't really flame them. I sort of just gave a bit of a.
Not them. It's just constructive criticism.
Actually, I've got a flame. I was thinking about it before. I was going to say it. I'm never buying cello packs from EB Games ever again. Just because you can go to Kmart and get them $8 or $9, $10 cheaper. Why would I buy them from EB Games anymore? I know it's harder to get them from Kmart.
What about Zing Marketplace?
Sorry?
What about Zing Marketplace?
What about Zing Marketplace?
It's one and the same, mate. It's one and the same.
As what? I haven't looked into it, to be honest.
I've
heard a little bit about it.
What are your thoughts on Zing Marketplace? There's a Kobe on there.
I can't say. I haven't
At least there's a Kobe on there.
So what is it exactly? Is it just the Zing?
eBay.
But
Zing.
Run by Zing.
It's like someone said in our group chat. It's like Gumtree, but Zing.
Fair enough. What are the fees?
Don't know.
It's a listing fee. I think it's $2.95 to list an item. That's your fee.
You pull it down, you don't get your money back.
Do I get like priority access to, or maybe a higher chance of getting a blaster? That'd be nice. Your chances go from 0 to your chances go from 0.005 to maybe 5% if you're lucky, just because you're on the marketplace.
No chance. It's all about the
flame EB there.
Yeah.
I'm not buying sellers from EB anymore.
I think
the only thing you buy from EB is a PS5 when Doma sends you the link. That's all you get. All right. That's the only thing.
I'll tell you what, there's people out there that want that link, Doma. So if you get it again, make sure you flick it through to us because I've got another person out there that wants that damn link and they don't want to pay $1,000.
It's better than my gambling tips that I've given in the past and who's winning the Bachelor and shit like that. I may have lost my mates.
MasterChef, you got a good MasterChef once?
No. I got a tip on a horse once. I gave it to my mates. They loaded up and it just it went straight to the glue factory, mate. That's how bad the tip was. But
holy shit!
Yeah, if I get another one of those links, I'll send it to you. So.
I gotta say, I got a funny MasterChef one actually. This is off topic, but one of my mates got a tip for who was going to win MasterChef from someone who works at Channel 10 or something. So he told a few of the boys to put some money onto it. So they put a few $100 each, and it wasn't the right person. Oh,
I
man.
swear,
Lucky
I
I wasn't
swear.
one of the people who gave it to because, yeah, thank God.
They do
They
that on
always
purpose,
have
mate.
that. There's always
but-
that one mate that's like, I know a cousin that's related to the film producer. I know this person that's
Oh my
related
God.
to, I walk this person's dog, and it's guaranteed it's going to be this person that wins. And you go on Sportsbet, it's like $7, $7. I'm putting $100
No
on it.
way.
They're
Oh,
always
man.
wrong. They've never been right. You've got a better chance of just betting on everyone else. That person's not going to win.
Oh my God.
Unbelievable.
I love it.
That's a good
Anyway, if I
wrap-up.
get one of those links,
What a
I'll give it
way
back.
to end.
Send it through. All right, boys. It's been crunch time. Coming up big when it counts. I'm Dom with Sauce, Luke, and Anth. Peace.
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 Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Crunch Time on the Double Coverage Media Network. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit that bell icon to know when we drop a new episode. Also, feel free to leave a review on the Apple Podcasting app. Crunch Time, coming up big when it counts.